I'm Dane, Linn, Senior Vice President at the Business Roundtable, and thank you, Dean Almeida and the McDonald Business School for hosting us today. And a shout out to the team at the Pivot program and the students I got to meet yesterday, because that was a clear reminder to me of what this work is all about. I want to reiterate the number that Dean laid out there for us, 80 million. That's how many individuals in this country have a criminal record. It's not how many people have been incarcerated. That's how many individuals have a criminal record. 1 in 4 adults in this country. We're not just talking about, again, those individuals that have been incarcerated, but some of these individuals just have a single misdemeanor offense. And that one fact has crippled their ability to seek gainful employment opportunities in this country. Nearly 75% of people released from prison are still unemployed a full year after release. Not because they're not qualified, not because there aren't any jobs in this country. We have millions of open positions in this country. They're blocked out either by a checkbox on an application form or a mindset from leadership of an employer looking for talent. So what's the cost? The cost to the U.S. economy is between $78 and $87 billion every year. That's a drag on growth and a hit for countless American communities. Nonetheless, the individual. And let's always remember, we're talking about people, and that has to be the center of what we focus on. So why did Business Roundtable get into this work? We got into this work because our CEOs saw a workforce solution they could implement through their direct involvement and voice. We knew it going in, and it has only become clearer to us. This kind of change only happens if it starts at the top. We have been incredibly fortunate to have the personal leadership of our co-chair, Jamie Dimon, who has helped lead the effort from day one. Thanks to his example and the leadership of so many CEOs, we have changed the conversation around second chances. This year, the Second Chance Business Coalition turns 5. We launched in 2021 with just 29 companies. Entering Second Chance Month this year, our membership stood at 54. AT&T, Deloitte, JP Chase, Lowe's, the National Basketball Association, Total Wine, and dozens more, all committed across a variety of sectors in the economy. 80% of the coalition companies now review candidates individually without hard stop of certain conviction types. 60% partner with reentry organizations to support hiring and retention. When 85% of HR professionals report that employees with records perform the same or better than those without, that's not a feel-good project. That's a talent strategy that works. JP Chase, banned the box in 2018. And today, nearly 10% of their U.S. hires, more than 3,000 people in 2023 alone, have a prior record that had no bearing on their role. That's at all levels across the organization. Eaton, our other co-founding co-chair company, set a bold course as well. After they revised their criminal record process, 81% of applicants who were flagged on a background check passed screening and moved forward. That's what it looks like when a company actually changes its process instead of just issuing a press release. To mark this milestone, we have a full 5th anniversary resource library available right now. So you can scan the QR code on the screens or the tables around the room. Let me just say these resources are intended not just to educate, they are intended to inform action that we want you and others to take on this agenda. The code will take you to our website, secondchancebusinesscoalition.org, recently redesigned to make navigation easier, with our metrics framework, a legal considerations guide, the on-ramps guide, a community partners map, and case studies from JP Morgan Chase, Eaton, and Radius Recycling. So 5 years in, the question isn't whether this works, it's how do we scale it? 3 areas that we're focused on right now. First, because most hiring happens locally, we're launching a local ecosystems project. This local pilot effort will connect national employer commitments to community-level infrastructure where the hiring actually happens. You're going to hear more a little bit about this later during our 4 o'clock session. Second, we've stood up a talent acquisition working group. How do you get individuals in the door? Member companies asked for practical support recruiting second chance talent in local markets. We convened 3 meetings of the group, and a publicly available playbook will be available in a few weeks on the SCBC website. And lastly, although I never feel like the work we do as a coalition, there is a last. It feels like one more thing comes along that is of benefit and value to those interested in doing this work. We're setting the stage for a background check working group. This is where a lot of companies' second chance programs stall. We're helping companies evaluate their screening processes, making them more fair, more accurate, and more aligned with actual job requirements. To help us prepare for this project, I'm going to invite you to step into an HR decision maker role right now and consider how you might assess different conviction types if you had that role of an HR professional at an employer. Scan the QR code on the screens to complete a brief, anonymous 2-question survey. We'll share the collective results during this afternoon's HR policy panel, and the QR code will also be available during lunch. In November, we welcomed 2 new SCBC partners, and both are with us here today. Resilient Education has spent 15 years building a pipeline of skilled talent from the justice-impacted population and connecting them directly to employers. They lead the Fair Chance Business Education Consortia with over 50 members across more than 20 institutions focused on turning fair chance hiring from a conversation into a data-backed workforce strategy. We'll hear more about their work this morning in a discussion that will bring a research and data-backed perspective to the forum. And I was, Tierney, I was reading the email this morning on the way over and some of the stories of the individuals who've actually made it into companies, full-time employment, and it's so impressive, the work that Resilience has done and directly impacting those individuals. The second, my good friend Ken Oliver from JUMP is with us. The Justice and Upward Mobility Project uses the cultural research reach of sports, business, and entertainment to open real pathways to employment for justice-impacted individuals. Inspired by the life of Larry Miller, who is himself justice impacted, JUMP connects untapped talent to livable wage employment and brings the voice of lived experience to everything this does, everything this coalition does. So speaking of Larry, drum roll, here's the news of the day. I am excited to announce that Larry has agreed to join Jamie Dimon as the next co-chair of this coalition. His employer, thanks, I didn't have to ask for the applause. His employer, the Jordan brand of Nike, has also joined the SCBC, taking our membership to 55. 5 years, 55 members. So again, welcome, Larry, and we're looking to everything we're going to accomplish. Larry's going to bring a powerful voice and a national profile to our work, and we could not be more pleased to have JUMP, the Jordan brand, and Larry as part of the SCBC family. You'll hear directly from Larry during today's narrative change panel at 5 p.m. to close the forum. So now we're holding you captive. You cannot go anywhere until you hear Larry. Today, you're going to hear from employers, policymakers, researchers, and people with lived experience. What I ask you to take away is simple. We don't need second chance programs that help 3 or 5 individuals. This is about scale. It's about affecting the lives of thousands and tens of thousands of people. That's the scale this problem demands, and it's the promise that it offers. So today we mark 5 years of progress, and we recommit to a new chapter of energy, progress, and measurable results. It starts with this forum, and it continues into the coming weeks, months, and years. So thank you for joining us. I can't wait to get started.